Friday Slot Car News sponsored by lebhobbies.com. LEB Hobbies, racing fast, made easy. Visit lebhobbies.com. Yes. You know what day it is. Anyway, what we're going to start off with this week is a little bit something different. I like the idea of companies really letting us kind of see behind the scenes a little bit. And today, Polycar have posted some pretty cool photos of them. And this may sound like kind of a silly thing to lead off the news with or to talk about really being meaningful, but I think it is meaningful. We want to connect with the companies that we like, that we have invested money in by buying the slot cars, and I think there's definitely more that the companies could be doing, and in this case, two companies are showing us a little bit behind the scenes. Polycar has posted some kind of fun photos of them unpacking a container of new track, which is great news for everybody that enjoys their track, myself included. I have all the track I need. I really don't need more. But anyway, they've shown some photos that you've seen here of the folks there unpacking the container. It's just nice to see. Also, maybe who you've dealt with online, or if you're a dealer, or if you're a fan, or just to see the folks that are in the company. I think it's an important thing, and I'm glad that they've decided to show these photos. It's very cool. Next, we have some behind-the-scenes photos of assembling cars, which is kind of more along the lines of what we normally see from a company if they're showing us like work on a car, that sort of thing. So that's fairly cool. SRC has shown these photos of the new Capri, of the folks there assembling the car, getting ready to ship. It should be shipping fairly soon, I believe. So anyway, it's just kind of neat thing to see from the companies. I'm really hoping we see this more because it really connects them, makes them more look more human. It sounds kind of stupid to say, but these companies are all very small. And I think sometimes as hobbyists, we lose sight of the fact that, yes, this is a business for these companies, but this is really a passion for them. It's a lot of work for not a lot of people to be running these companies. And I don't know, it's just really nice to see them let us kind of see their side of things too. It's fun. Next with some car news now. Following along with what we've seen from SRC, these are the updated photos, along with a reference photo for the Capri, the Grand Bazaar Capri that they're going to be doing here, as obviously as you see a Chrono edition. This car should be really fast. Of course, it's going to look really nice. We all know the quality is there with SRC. The running quality is there. The running gear in these cars is really, really good. So there you go. So another cool car. I mean, it's definitely, a Capri is definitely kind of a niche car. It doesn't really, scratch the itch of maybe everybody with what they want in a slot car, but nonetheless, I think it's a nice car, and nice to see them doing a little more work here. They've also shown us photos, a few more photos of the work on the 919 hybrid LNP, I guess we're still calling them that these days. So not really too much to say about these photos other than, again, it's really nice to get behind the scenes, kind of get the step-by-step of how these companies are really working on the cars that they'll release very soon. And I'm really grateful that they do this kind of snapshot of CAD files. Anything we can see along the process of the production of a slot car, I think informs us better as consumers. And, let's face it, we're in this hobby because we love the whole hobby. And for me personally, it's definitely been, exciting to see kind of how the companies work and get these behind the scenes photos. BRM news now. These are 124 scale cars, the Scirocco. 2 liveries of that, which is a new mold for them, are being shown now. I believe Giacomo Grazioli, photographer, slot car photographer extraordinaire, has been showing these photos on his page, and as well on the BRM social media. And, people that grew up in the 80s, 90s, they know the Scirocco, And this is definitely an interesting car. I love that BRM are doing lots of small sports cars. I like, I like 124 scale personally, and I really do like small cars. More personal news on that coming in about 2 weeks. I got a new car, not a new car, a used car. I don't have new car money. Anyway, so very cool about the Scirocco, and hopefully that'll be coming soon. NSR news now. They are NSR news now. They're showing 3 new liveries of the Fiat 500, the Abarth edition of the Fiat 500. Nice little car. These cars would be great for a club series. NSR and slotted for that matter, of course, too. But NSR really is a great place for people to start in the hobby and kind of step up to the next level in the hobby to more of a serious toy, a serious hobbyist quality of car. And the fact that they're releasing 3 liveries of the Martini liveries here of the Fiat 500, that gives a club a really built-in immediate class that they could race. Because you could each get one of the colors plus another color to flesh out a field. Anyway, cool to see them still doing Fiats. New liveries of the Peugeot and of the Ferrari. These are technically, I believe, all rally cars, but the 308 Ferrari, or is it a 288? I think it's a 308. Anyway, feel free to correct me. New liveries coming regardless. I got to see the real Avant Ferrari, however you want to put it, a few weeks ago in England. It really does look nice. I'm happy that someone is doing the 308. I do wish Avant had a little better distribution here in the U.S. You don't see a lot of people with Avant cars, mainly because, let's be honest, the stuff being mostly rally cars, it's definitely going to have limited appeal here, but I think the 308s for sure are worth a look because, it's a 308 Ferrari. It's 308 Ferrari. Staying with the Avant slot news, the Marlboro Spirit, the original Spirit mold, which Avant slot is now using. Here you see the car on the base. A green base. I really love this idea. Sets themselves apart from everybody else that have, like a black base, or I know Carrera used kind of a dark blue base. I love my packaging. I'm sorry, guys, to talk about packaging again, but I really do feel that the packaging has been overlooked by too many of the companies, and just this idea of them changing to a green base. Maybe they've done this a while ago and I just haven't noticed. Fine, that's on me if that's the case. But I really love the idea of them using the packaging that really does set them apart. I think it's excellent, and cool new BMWs from from Avant slot, not Spirit. I wish they were from Spirit because I like the Spirit stuff. Anyway, cool new Avant BMWs coming. Love me some Marlboro livery. Not a smoker though. Revo slot news now. They're showing a trio of new Alphas. Again, perfect way for a club to get into racing Revo slot. They have some really nice liveries, and I mean really nice. These are beautiful liveries of the new Alpha. And what's really nice, again, I'm really happy the manufacturers are now starting to give us pictures of the chassis pretty much every time they release photos. That is primo. We need that information because, I only have so much time, about 8 minutes now so far, to talk about each car, but it really helps people get informed about kind of the methodology, the design aesthetic in the cars, which doesn't really change that much release to release. The BRM stuff is going to be kind of a standard release. They use one motor, they use a Sidewinder-ish setup, the same basic chassis, design ideas. So the more they include photos, more any manufacturer, frankly, include photos, the technical bits, the gubbins inside the car, the more informed we all are as consumers. And I think that's excellent. Okay, we have some a little bit of slotted news to show. So, which which actually I think a lot of people really will appreciate. They're making Sidewinder gears now that have an aluminum center hub and then plastic gear around it. So that should be welcome news to a lot of people who really probably do prefer plastic Sidewinder gear. Plastics are going to give you a lot quieter response a lot of the time. I do like the sound of a metal gear though. It's, to me, it sounds satisfying. It sounds like, I mean, a real car uses, hopefully, metal in their transmission. So I don't know. Cool new gears coming from Slotted. Another nice option from Slotted on the way to probably satisfy part of the market that's been lacking. Lastly, we have the show news that we always end with. Just one bit of show news now that every other show has happened, has it? Yes, it's all happened. Just looking at the calendar here on my computer. And we just have so far, no other show news has been sent to me for the show in Canada coming up in October. There you go. So here ends the slot car news part of this. Next will be personal thoughts, and yes, I will do a stream on Sunday. Again, probably a little abbreviated compared to what I have been doing, but I really do feel strongly about keeping up the live streams. So this week, Andrea from NSR has been in the country. He's visited a number of places in the country. He's visited Electric Dreams. They posted a bunch of nice photos of him racing with those folks. Very cool to see that. Cool to see Electric Dreams, showing some photos like that. That's really awesome. And he was also with LEB, and I was included on a couple of the discussions, which I really appreciate. And over the time that I got to listen in and got to share some thoughts with Andrea from NSR, I'm really impressed with him. You don't really, from the outside, a lot of the time, you don't really get a sense for kind of who's running a company. You can see the forward-facing products and the forward-facing, public-facing, whatever you want to say, information that they choose to release does say a lot about who a company is. But really listening to him and really interacting with him, unfortunately only through Zoom, it was really great to hear from him, really great to hear, kind of how he feels about about the company and about the market and about the U.S. market. He's absolutely interested in growing the U.S. market, and it was just great to hear. There's a lot of things that obviously I can't talk about, but just in general, I was really quite impressed and very grateful to be able to talk with him and, more importantly, listen, and to just to be some small part of the conversation, and again, just to get a sense of kind of who he is. And it really gives me quite a bit of hope for not just hearing from him, but then recently, going to England and talking with so many of the companies directly, and seeing folks directly when I was over there who just are fans like myself, and committed hobbyists, and seeing families there. I mean, I really do have a lot of, I have hope. It sounds kind of stupid to say that I have hope for the hobby, but I really do. It just, it recharges your batteries, let's say that. Your emotions. It really makes you feel good about being involved in the hobby. Anyway, the things that I've seen recently really do make me feel good. They make me feel very positive about where the hobby is going. And, I've said multiple times that, this is the new golden age of slot cars, and I really believe that. And it's not yet from, so to speak, the sales, the growth of the hobby, but the people that are involved in the hobby, certainly the products we're getting and will get, the inside stuff that I hear, it gives me a lot of hope, and really, really recharges my batteries, really makes me feel good kind of about, where we're going as a hobby, and I'm really, really happy about that. And yeah, I guess that's That's the thought. I will have the video, the final video, the final interview, I should say, that I did while I was at Toy Fair, or sorry, Slotfest, getting my trade shows confused. That I did with Maurizio and Maurizio of Slot It and Policar. I will have that coming out the middle of this coming week. And it's a long interview. I will have it as all one interview because I do want to have the interview in its entirety in one place. I would encourage you to watch all of it. Maurizio Ferrari talks mostly. He is, well, for a variety of reasons. Maurizio Gilbertoni doesn't really talk very much. He's a pretty interesting guy as well, and it was nice to have them both there and to both talk with them, not necessarily on the video together, but definitely to talk generally with them. And I really think the passion comes through and the excitement comes through that they both have. And again, just really exciting to see them, really pushing forward, them really wanting to grow what they're doing. And really, it was a really good interview. And I'm really happy that I was able to do it. Thanks again to LEB, who was the one that sponsored the trip. And I traveled with Robert while we were over there. And it's just all around, it was a really, really amazing trip. So I will have another interview, which is kind of a general walk-around video that I shot over there, just to give people a sense of kind of what Slotfest was like. And I'm sure I'll have another video or two as well. But that's kind of what I got going next week. I'm probably still going to be off of work next week. Now my leg is starting to hurt because I've been sitting for about 20 minutes now. Need to go lie down again. Anyway, folks, thanks very much for showing up. Thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. This is kind of an ad hoc way for me to do the news. I really do intend to do the news, downstairs in my quote-unquote studio, but getting up and downstairs is obviously very challenging still with a broken leg. See you all again soon, folks. Thanks a lot.